Hey guys and girls, what is going on? It is Zazzri today, and I'm bringing you another Transfer Talk episode. Basically, this is where I discuss players that I think a club should sign. Sometimes I talk about ones, sort of players that are linked with them heavily, or there's talk that they've already signed, that kind of thing. The gameplay in the background is just GTA 5 online, just messing about really, just something for you to watch. It's more just to put on in the background and just listen really. This time we are doing Manchester City. Also, just want to mention, check out Twitter, Facebook, and join my GTA crew. I did a little thing called the Zazzri Show, and that had how to join and everything on there. Anyway, basically Manchester City, I've said quite a few times that I didn't want to do them. I've looked at their squad again, thought about it quite a bit, and I was like, hang on a minute, let's do them actually. I think there's a few places they could strengthen actually, and a few people, well, quite a lot of people asked for it, so I thought that's what made me consider, because so many people asked. I was like, you know what, why not, you know? So I think the biggest area they've got to strengthen is centre-back. When Company's not in the team, honestly, they're so much easier to beat. You'll see them just make mistakes. Nastasic, he's a good young left back, good young centre back, but I feel he does make a lot of mistakes. He's still young, obviously, and that's to be expected. But I mean, Manchester City want to win the Premier League. They want to win the Champions League and that sort of thing. So they need better centre backs than him. I think he's a good rotation player, but for me, he's just not quite good enough to be a first-team player for them. And Dimitrialis, although he's had some good games, I think it was Liverpool he played well against. He's had some really poor games. His age shows. He's very slow, makes mistakes. He isn't a very good player. So centre back, honestly, I think they've got to sign one. I know there's the thing with what's it called? What's it called? The transfer embargo thing. I just can't join that job. Where they might, I don't know what the thing is with that. So I mean, we'll just go back to. I'm just assuming that it's all fine for this one. So I've got a few players they can sign. I'm not saying these players are linked. I'm just saying they would be great additions. My number one pick would be Benitez. Plays for Roma. In the Serie A. He's an incredible season. I've watched him so many times because I wanted Chelsea to sign him, but we're not linked at all. I've seen some links with us to him. I've also heard that he's either signed a new contract and there's talk of him moving to different clubs. So I don't know how realistic that is, but I think he's really a good player. He's only 27. For a centre back, they're still good into their 31, 32. So, his age isn't really a problem, and he has played really good football this season. He's kept Roma in that second position, and at first they were dominating, and he was a big part of it. Moving on, I think Thiago Silva would be a very good option. I know that one is probably the most unrealistic one out of the ones I'm going to mention, but the reason for that is he's probably... It's tough to say, but he's in the top 3 centre-backs in the world right now. Really good centre-back, would cost a lot, and I don't know if he'd even come, but he would be a great signing for them. 2 younger ones now, we've got Varane for Real Madrid, another one that I want Chelsea to sign, but basically he's played for... he's been playing for Real Madrid, obviously, and it seems like Ancelotti prefers Pepe and Ramos. But I think that will probably change this season. If anyone can sign him, that would be really good. He's a young centre-back. He's 21, 22, something like that. And he's really good. Every time I've seen him play, I'm like, whoa, he's such a good centre-back. And he's got maybe 10 years, and that would be good for us. So if Manchester City do sign him, he can be a long-term player. And even if he does cost a lot, they don't have to buy centre. Well, they'll probably have to buy another one when Company leaves. But they don't have to buy another great centre-back for quite a long time. The other one is Matt Hummels. I talked about him in my Manchester United video. Really good centre-back as well. Every time I see him play, he's really strong, really good, sort of imposes himself on the game, so I think he'd be great too. We just need someone next to Company. Company is a world-class centre-back, and I feel that he just needs someone that's, almost as good as him next to him, and Manchester City defence, which has let them down sometimes, will be really good. Other position, central midfield. I think obviously Torre's incredible and has had a really good season, but I think that Fernandinho is not quite good enough. And the options they've got there, they've got James Milner, And of course you can move, you know, David Silva into different positions, etc. But I feel like a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder is what they need if, you know, if they were going to sign someone. These next two positions are kind of iffy, so, you know, they don't have to, but it would help. You know, we've seen many teams where they've, say, won the Premier League or won the, you know, Champions League, and they've not strengthened their team, and other teams have strengthened and then they've not won it again. I think that's what's happened to Man United, to be honest. But so I've got a few options here. We've got Di Maria. Incredible season for Real Madrid. He's versatile. You know, we've seen him play centre midfielder quite a lot. We've seen him play left midfielder a few times and right midfield quite a bit too this season. Really versatile, incredible dribbler, incredible passing. Finishing's pretty good. For a central midfielder, if he played there, it'd be really good too. Incredible player. Honestly, I'd love for Chelsea to sign him. Anyone, you know, who signs him will be very happy with him. He's such a good player. I really have rated him this season. Pogba, and I'm not saying these signings are realistic, I'm just saying good players that they should sign. Pogba, honestly, he's probably, if you're talking about sort of age, one of the young central midfielders. He's one of the best. I think he's 21 currently. Really good player for Juventus. I think Juventus have said they want like 60-65 million for him, so that makes it very unrealistic. But maybe, you know, I don't know, in a season's time they might want to sign him. Who knows if that transfer thing actually does go through. But I just think that Pogba's a really good player. He's another one like Hummels, where he's a physically imposing player, where he can sort of show his sort of use his sort of height and his strength to his advantage. Some players are quite strong and tall, but they don't use it enough, whereas he does. You always can tell when he's playing. And I think as an opposition player, they'd be like, Pogba's got the ball, you know, what's going to happen? So I think that, you know, he would see the Premier League there in that sense. Vidal, what do I have to say about him? He's probably the best centre mid in the world right now. Gundogan, again, same thing. Really good centre back. I've just been talking about centre backs, haven't I? Really good central midfield player. Less likely, and he's quite versatile again. He can play attacking midfielder, defensive, and central. Really good player. If I had to pick one of them, I'd pick Di Maria just because of the season he's had. He can play centre mid, we've seen that, and he can play on the wings too. So he'd be versatile, and he's a really, really good player. Moving on, left back. They don't really need left back. I think Kolarov does the business. But if they're going to sign a left back, here are the players that I would consider at least. Alaba, probably for me, is probably the best left back in the world right now. Really good player. It'd be really unlikely that they'd sign him just because he's so good. Why would Bayern want to let him go? Another one that I was thinking of is Cole. Proven in the Premier League, I think he'd be a free agent. I think that's pretty much confirmed now. They'd have the money to be able to like pay for his contract and stuff. Really could be a good left back. Really defensively good. So I mean, I think that it's sad to say, but he'd be almost the perfect option for Man City. A good player, won't cost them on the transfer fee. Homegrown player. When I say homegrown, I mean English, obviously. I think he'd be a good option for them. Defensively sound, still actually quite a good left back. And then the final one is Baines. Really, again, proven in the Premier League, really good going forward. We've seen for England, not too great going back, but he's a pretty strong left back, one of the best in the Premier League. And if they were going to sign a left back, I think they've got to consider him. I think that in positions like left back, the pace and intensity of the Premier League really does affect players, and I think that Cole and Baines are obviously used to it. And plus, with like left backs and stuff, they're more likely to let them go than say a striker. You know, if you give a striker to one of your rivals, then it can cause big issues. Left back, they're not as influential, so I mean, you know, it's more likely they'll be able to sign them. I'm not saying any of those signings are realistic for them. I just think that those are the ones they should make, because Manchester City, you know, they've got so much money. They're linked with all sorts of players, so it's tough to pick out the ones that, you know, that is realistic. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment on who you think should be done next, and join my GTA crew. Check out links in the description. I think that's it. I think we're going to do Liverpool next, then Arsenal, or Arsenal then Liverpool, one of the two, and then move on to Spurs. But if you guys would like desperate for a certain team, like 5 or 6 comments were all for one, and I'd obviously know that I should probably do that one next. But yep, I enjoyed the video, guys, and yeah, I enjoyed making it. Bye, guys.